Happy Thursday, everybody. It's Josh here with On the Wrong Lead. And yeah, we made it to the weekend. Well, at least for me. I took the day off tomorrow because I got some teeth pulled today. And it was actually pretty not bad until I found out that I cannot drink alcohol for a week. That basically ruined my week. So speaking of ruining a week, Caleb, we got through the technical issues. You got the camera working, and you are now at week 2 of back in the office. How do you feel? Do you feel like refreshed? Like come home and just like are just ready to take on the world every day? Or
Man, I'm telling you, if you can't drink for a week, you may as well be in the office too. I mean, it's the second week's easier than the first, and we got Mardi Gras coming up next week, so that gives a nice little break. So we're slowly acclimating, but I definitely miss working from sweatpants.
yeah, for sure. Speaking of sweatpants, I believe both Mark and Brian Brian's actually got a real excuse. Brian is, I think he had like kindergarten orientation or something tonight, so he was not able to make it. Mark apparently is sick. So, I mean, and like sicker than normal. I mean, we all know he's, a little, messed up in the head there. But, we were like, we probably got to keep the redhead quotient going. So we tagged in Mr. Ryan Dickey. How are you doing, Ryan?
Guess who's back? Oh, wait, for the first time. I'm doing well. I am not wearing pants. I didn't know if that was appropriate to tell you or not, but I just did, and there's no edit button. But thanks for having me. Happy to be the pinch hitter here today.
Yeah, so Ryan, I met you up in. Obviously we've talked on Twitter a ton. Met you up for the first time in Vegas at NHC. I like to say for NHC as if like we were both participants in it, but we were both just like there basically drinking, or hanging out. Yeah, why don't you tell people a little bit? I know you used to work for HRN. You've done, I know you got your NFT thing going on right now. Why don't you tell people? Well, you kind of, tell them a little bit about yourself there.
Well, first of all, I mean, we were drinking at the NHC. Yeah, we did that a little bit. We had a good time. We played some horses even though we weren't there. It's kind of funny that we weren't supposed to be there, but we were there, and then somebody who was supposed to be there wasn't there. Let's drag that through the mud ad nauseum. But anyway, I usually go. I like to support my business partner, Alexa Zepp. She and I have a racehorse together who will be hopefully running as a 2-year-old this year. She's currently in Lexington at Mercury Equine with Eric Reed, learning how to be a racehorse. And as soon as Tim Glyshaw comes up from Tampa, he will get her in his barn at Churchill. We just filled out the stall application this week. So good things on the way as far as the other stuff. We'll talk about that the next time I'm on. But yeah, I did. I worked at HRN previously before I moved back here to Vegas. And then, this is an exclusive. I was previously at Circa, but I left. But big reveal. Coming back.
Yep,
coming back.
You just told me that today, so I'll definitely be hitting you up when we go in April. Circa's a beautiful property. I mean, it's something else. Caleb, I know you haven't been to Vegas in a while, but yeah, next time you go, man, Circa's definitely it's like it's like the Bellagio fountains, right? Like you got to stop in and you got to just like admire it. Like it's the sports book there is just is beautiful. And if horse players weren't just like complete cheap asses, maybe they would at some point like have a race book there. But the horse players and poker players are notoriously cheap. So I think I know Mr. Stevens likes to keep the riffraff out, but it's a beautiful property. And they have good derby futures too.
Yeah, it's a great place. I love it.
It looks like Jay's saying that he does not play a dentist, or he's not a dentist, but he plays one on TV. He says that you can drink anytime you want. If I didn't have like 15 years of just like bad dental health, I would probably just be like, yeah, fuck it. Like, we'll see what happens. But I listen to everything my dentist says now after the past couple of years where I've had a rough stretch there. Ryan Howard checking in, and Stephen Fox is trying to lie to us and say that he just woke up from a nap and put dino nuggets in the oven. We all know that you microwaved them.
Microwave oven.
Yeah, right. The microwave oven. There you go. There you go. But yeah, so I figured we'll talk a little. We had just put up like Saudi Cup and Rebel, but it's only three of us. We can probably get through races a little bit faster. So I figured, hey, why don't we take a look at the cross country pick 5 here? So we got a nice little cross country pick 5 coming up this week. Best part about this cross country pick 5 is I believe the takeout's what, 15%?
It's low. I think it is 15%, if I'm not mistaken.
Which compared to I believe if you play the Saudi Cup by itself or the Saudi Arabia races, it's not as player friendly. I believe it's some of the higher takeout that they have out there. I don't have the exact takeout numbers here, but Saudi Cup, we're gonna be going 1 1/8 here on the dirt overseas. This is going to be at 1:35 Central, 12:35 Eastern. So it'll be a nice early start to this cross country pick 5. You got a very full field. Was it 16 horses? Yeah. And this is a tough race, man. You got a lot of turfers coming over to dirt for the first time. You got some that have run on the turf and come back over to dirt, and it's kind of a mess of a race. Your 5-2 favorite's going to be Mandaloon. Midnight Bourbon's going to be your second choice here at 4-1. You get Art Collector at 8-1, Mishriff 9-2, and then you got basically everyone else at double digits here. But Caleb, you are the de facto international. I don't know how this happens, but you are the international correspondent for On the Wrong Lead here. So I kind of want to get your take on this race to start off here.
Yeah, so I don't know how that happened either, but I guess with Mark and Brian as the competition, someone has to do it. Yeah, so this race, I think it's a competitive race when I looked at it. I don't think it's maybe the strongest, richest race in the world, but it's competitive. The way I kind of looked at it here was you got Mandaloon as your morning line favorite. And to be honest with you guys, that's never a horse I've thought was that good. I mean, half of his recent wins have come via technicality with, Hot Rod Charlie getting disqualified, and then hot off the press, Medina Spirit getting disqualified. He's kind of all out to get up over the notorious bridesmaid Midnight Bourbon last out. And I've just never thought he's that good. His time form figures are fine, but probably not anything that makes him a favorite in this field, which he very well might be. So that's a horse I'm actually not going to use. My top pick in here was actually the number 9, Mishriff. He won this race last year, he won the Dubai race last year as well as running this race last year. And I think last year's version of the Saudi World Cup is better than this one. I mean, I would take the now retired, Charlatan and Knicks Go over Mandaloon and Midnight Bourbon every day. I think those are better horses, and I think he beat them there. I think some people may be a little turned off by his somewhat weaker performance last out at Ascot, but the same thing happened last year. John Godson's barn is just weirdly goes cold in that fall Ascot meet. It happened last year in the Champion Stakes, where Mishroof ran a pretty terrible 8th by 11 and then came back to win the Saudi Cup. He went on to have a really strong campaign last year, and then again, kind of didn't really show up with his best race in that fall Ascot Champion Stakes here. I think that he's going to see no reason he can't repeat what he did last year. The one turn, long stretch with a mile and an eighth here works to his advantage, and that's the horse I think is most likely to show up.
Well, PDT is already saying that Mando isn't losing, and he hopes Mischief takes money. Mm-hmm. So I mean,
is there a last minute barn switch to Jack Sisterson on Mandaloun? I didn't see.
Yeah, the biggest Jack Sisterson fan in the whole country here, PDT. Now, Ryan, before we get to you here, it seems that you have a lot of fans here. Looks like Vinny Blonde over here saying he saw Dickie was on, so he figured he'd tune in tonight.
Yeah.
Mary Bishop also says great to see Ryan. Great sweatshirt.
Thanks.
So
thanks.
Does that mean she wants you to take it off? Is that
no? She likes the sweatshirt and she likes the way that I wear it.
She likes the way you fill it in.
Well, we're still talking about the sweatshirt, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I know you looked at some of the other races a little bit more closely here. Yeah. But what the Saudi Cup? What are kind of your first impressions here of this race?
Look at me, I'm the Saudi Cup. Is that a good impression?
That was a very bad impression.
Okay, I thought so. So here's the thing: I am so ill prepared for the Saudi Cup that when we just flashed the PPs up there, the order of the horses is different than what I had. So I'm assuming that since it's a Saudi Cup, I'm assuming that they did the post position draws, but then they did the how they went into the gates. So for me, 9 is Art Collector.
So you got the post position. Yours is just in post position order.
Yeah,
that's just what it is. This is like how international races they number their horses and then they put them in their post positions. So
I'll just
that's why it looks a little weird.
I'll just tell you the names of the horses that I think have a chance to win. I'm not so much against Mandaloun. I think it's going to be nice to see a 4-year-old Mandaloun running here. I think that horse has a chance. I do like Art Collector. I liked Art Collector a lot better when he was still with Tommy Drury. I'm still not 100% sure why he ever lost that horse, but I think Art Collector is a real good. I think he's got a chance to get somewhere near the lead here, and it's a mile and an eighth, and he's proven that he could win at that distance and more. So I'm good with Art Collector. I have to go with Mishrif. I think Mishrif has a good. Solid chance here. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know where the actual post positions are. He's listed as the number 14 betting option. I hope he's not far
post
outside.
14.
He's okay, so he's far
14.
outside. All right, I don't like that as much. But the other two horses that I would like to think have a puncher's chance is number 1, Country Grammar, and then the 3, Midnight Bourbon. But I say this with the caveat that every single time I like Midnight Bourbon, he never wins. So I'll have him be my 5th choice, and then hopefully he wins, and I'll say, I knew Midnight Bourbon was the winner. So for me, it would be 1, 3, 6, 9, and 14. Country Grammar, Midnight Bourbon, Mandaloun, Art Collector, and Mishrif.
So if Midnight Bourbon doesn't win whenever you like him, you must like that horse a lot.
I like Bourbon. I'm okay with Midnight, and I don't know. Every time I look, I think this horse, he doesn't run to what his ability looks like on paper a lot. I always think that he's going to do much better than he does, but damn it, if I leave him off the ticket, he's going to win the Saudi Cup. But he does lose a lot.
Yeah, I was thinking about this race, and I see Midnight Bourbon and Mandaloun in here at short prices, and I'm gonna be against both those horses in this spot. Like either of them. I don't know if Midnight Bourbon can win. Honestly, Midnight Bourbon probably the first horse I tossed in this race, but can Mandaloun win? Sure, but like I haven't looked at the betting pools overseas to see what the odds are looking like right now, but if Mandaloun's your favorite here and he's going to be short, I'm just not interested. Like like I said, the horse can win. If the horse beats me at a short price, I'll take it. I was a little interested in Art Collector. Art Collector would probably be my would probably be a solid B for me in this spot here. I think Art Collector's got a bit of a kind of versatile run style where he can sit, second or third. I mean, he's still going to be forwardly placed, but he can sit second or third, which he's going to have to in this race, I think, and still run his race. And I think that Woodward two back, probably wins this race, or at least puts him in the running to win this race. So I thought Art Collector for sure is definitely a contender in this spot. You know, I have this really like sinking suspicion that the white haired used
Wizard.
car salesman of horse racing is just gonna flip the double birds like going past, and he's gonna get Country Grammar in the winner's circle here. Um, I mean, the California after the first time out of Chad Brown's barn, lost to Royal Ship, who was a solid little horse, and then he ended up winning the Gold Cup obviously after that. But speed figure wise, that race fits in here. And I mean, if this horse moves forward at all from that layoff, and if you look at his work pattern and his work tab, he's been working like a monster. I mean, he's going to fire his best race, and his best race probably wins here. I mean, he's 12-1 on the morning line. I don't know what kind of odds you get overseas, but I think I'm going to key most of my play through Country Grammar in this spot. I like Art Collector. I did see Mark mention the lack of T.O. Kynes. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Caleb, international.
I'm gonna say T.O. Keynes. Let's go with that.
Okay, sure. I wish Mark was here to mispronounce it, but yeah.
The horse looks good. I mean, I saw a lot of love for this horse in the chat popping through. I mean, just generally speaking, American dirt horses are generally superior to most of what they face when they ship. And Japan typically has the second strongest contingent of dirt horses. This horse does ship in from Japan. He clobbered Chua Wizard last time out. Chua Wizard was third in this race last year. He beat he beat Nick's Go actually. I think this horse makes a lot of sense. Probably more of an underneath player for me, but that's a horse that I do like here, and I wouldn't talk anybody off of him.
He's by Sinister Minister. Remember that one from a long time ago?
That's a throwback.
That's a throwback. I don't know how Sinister Minister Spawn have done over in Japan. We'll see.
So I guess the last horse that I was kind of looking at was, what about the 14 Marsh Lorraine coming off of that distaff race last out? I mean, hey, what was it, 2 years ago when Maximum Security won this? Wait, am I thinking the wrong race again? Am I getting the two races mixed up?
I think you're right. I think that was the Saudi Cup, not the Dubai World Cup. I could be wrong now.
Okay. Well, anyways, at least on Brizfigs, that race at Del Mar once again fits in here, and this horse is going off at 20-1. And in these big races with a lot of front runners, I mean, if this thing falls apart, I mean this horse can close. This horse can come from out of it. So I was a little interested here in Marsh Lorraine, just from a pace standpoint. Kind of putting my hand over the fact that it's a mare going against the Colts, the Colts and horses. But I don't know. Any thought on Marsh Lorraine you think can be a factor in here?
Not in 100 years for me now.
Okay.
What
about 99?
I saw a couple people that I follow on Twitter mention her. I think everyone that mentioned her said someone to throw underneath. So I don't personally think that she has a chance, but again, I didn't spend too much time, so
yeah,
take it for a grain of salt.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. So, like I said, most of my money is going to be through Country Grammar. I'll have a little bit through Art Collector, and the other Japanese horse, Tio Keen's. But let's take a look at chat here. Oof, man, there's a lot of chat going on here.
Oh,
Mary Bishop.
we forgot about the race 6 at Turfway.
Oh, is it off already?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the big chalk one, the one horse.
Oh, the Rutabaga.
Yeah, that's who I had.
I mean, I had it too.
I'm a chalk eating weasel, so.
But Mary Bishop liked Marsh Lorraine and Mishriff in this spot here. Obviously, we already talked about PDT. He's going to be all over Mandaloon in this spot. Nick Feldman saying he likes Art Collector in this spot. He loves the distance. 5 races, 5 wins. Has the highest Brisnet speed figure at the distance, and may actually get the lead here. Hope to get 8-1. I don't think there's so much other cheap speed I think in here. Just looking through some of these like Dubai horses, or Saudi horses that have like actually just been running over there. So I don't really know if he gets the lead there. It looks like Mishriff is 5-2 overseas. Mandaloon is 4-1. So Caleb, you are the chalk eating weasel this time.
I mean, are pools commingled? Do we know?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't think
should
they
be. I thought they were last year.
I thought that. Oh yeah, that's right. They have the who holds it. Somebody
Was last year?
Doesn't it go through Dubai, and then it goes through the world?
I think so. I thought they were commingled last year, but I could be wrong.
If they're not commingled, Country Grammar is going to be like 2-1 in this field compared to 12-1 line.
No domestic pools, we're being told. Also, if Mary Bishop says Marsh Lorraine, I'm going to go with Marsh Lorraine.
She said that the track plays fair to outside horses. She lived in Oman for 3 years and has been to the track many times. Mishriff and March are gated just fine. Yeah, Ryan Howard saying Bob Baffert just gets away with the biggest fuck you ever, especially in Saudi Arabia. So, yeah. Yeah, there are no domestic pools. You can't bet in Saudi. So yeah, I think maybe it is Dubai that handles it.
Yeah.
Because or is it Hong Kong? I forgot. I remember there was one.
You know what? It is Hong Kong now that you say it. It's the Hong Kong. It's HKJC that holds it, and then everyone bets you there. Good job. Nice recall.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, so it looks like we are we're kind of all over the place here. Caleb likes Mishriff the most. Ryan on Art Collector. I'm on Country Grammar, and I'm sure Caleb will be live to his bees after this race. Mark, I'm sure, is going to eat a bee here. Charles Blaha says that Phil Mickelson is presenting the trophy to the winner. Rumor has it.
That's scary.
That's funny. Oh man. So I think from here we end up moving to Aqueduct, and then I think it's race 7.
Yep.
The return of risk taking, which I believe is what the Naira, like what do you call it? Like the press release they sent out.
Sure.
You know, they highlighted risk taking's return to Aqueduct here, and yeah, you get a joint entry here with risk entry and sound money here at 2-1. Ryan, what you got here?
Eric Cancel is a clown. I would never bet on him, so I'm going to go ahead and go against the entry. Although Kendrick Carmouche is a competent jockey, I'm not going to bet. I'm not going to go low here with risk taking because Eric Cancel's a mental midget, and I can't stand betting on him. I think in this one, the number 8, Danny California, is where I will be going. Trevor McCarthy's been racing real well in New York, and Rudy Rod should have them ready. Together, their jockey trainer combo is strong, solid, and I would much rather have the 5-1 morning line with Trevor McCarthy in the saddle than have one of two horses at 2-1 in the morning line with Eric Cancel. So did I mention that I don't like Cancel?
Caleb, I always forget. You like Cancel or you do not like Cancel?
Well, 2 years ago, I thought he was riding pretty well, but the last year and change, I'm not a fan. So I feel like he's one of those guys that kind of rides okay at Winter Duck and then just does terrible rest of the year.
So
if you look at their standings, if you look at the standings right now, he's actually up there, pretty decent. But I mean, this colony
this colony's bad. It's extra bad this year.
It is extra. I do feel that it's extra bad this year. Usually, you have a couple of the Belmont stalwarts there, but now it's just mostly garbage. And I think this is a great spot for Trevor McCarthy.
Like, I swear to God, there's 3 jocks, right, that combined probably win at like 60%, right? Mm-hmm. But I swear when I bet them, it's like they don't know how to ride. And that's Manny Franco, Jose Lascano, and Eric Cancel. I swear, you combine those 3, they probably win like 60% of the races, and I can't fucking get on the right side of them.
You would be right like a year ago, but this year there has been like no dominant jocks at Aqueduct. I mean, I think like Dylan Davis might be the leading jock, and he's like, I don't know, 15% maybe. So like, it's crazy. You have these, the apprentice rider Jose Gomez has been doing well. Jackie Davis is getting wins. I mean, it's very, very evenly spread out. And there's a lot of very bad jockeys up there right now.
So who do you got here, Caleb?
I looked at this race and I'm like, it feels like there's a lot of speed in this field. I mean, there's a lot of pace, I thought. I mean, probably the 7 and 10. I mean, Amundsen and then Secret Rules look like your leaders, but there's a lot of other horses that also want to be forward. I mean, the 11, the 12, the 9. So I was trying to find a closer, and I really couldn't come up with one that I felt good about. So unfortunately, I did kind of land on the coupled entry just because I think they make the most sense from a run style perspective. And I want somebody coming off the pace. I did give a hard look to Ryan's pick at Dana, California. I had the horse written down, and I scratched him out, wrote him down. The 2 for 21 at Aqueduct and at the 2 for 22 at the distance kind of bugged me a little bit, but I mean, I wouldn't talk anyone off, and I might use that horse a little bit. But yeah, I think the coupled entry just comes in here, carrying the class of the field pretty much. You get the coupled entry, it's Chad Brown. I mean, the risk taking is probably your best closer in this field, and then Sound Money is probably in better form, and there's no layoff to really deal, or not as much of a layoff to deal with anyway. So I think the coupled entry probably is most likely, and they both have proven that they like to run at Aqueduct. So that's kind of where I landed, although I don't feel particularly great about it.
Interesting. I like your the number 10 Secret Rules. I think that one has a chance too. That's a horse that I'll definitely play underneath Danny, California.
I threw in, what'll probably be the equivalent of like B or C's on my ticket is the 7 and the 10. Mm-hmm. Just in the event that we get one of these crazy Aqueduct speed bias days, those are the 2 horses I think get the lead. Like I tend to think you have the 7 with, like I said, Jose Gomez has been riding excellent. He gets the weight break, and he's really bred to go this far, even though he's been a sprinter for his whole career. So I thought he was interesting. The 10 though probably does have a little bit better recent form, and was a little bit against the bias last out when he was 3 wide against the Gold Rail on a day when the inside was good. So they'll both make my tickets, but I think the one's the most likely winner probably.
So no love for the 11 here, huh?
Not yet.
Not for me, no.
No, I literally had the 11 as a lone A. And I'm like, just really, I don't know, I guess, I know there's a lot of speed here, but I mean, 11 looks like to be the speed of the speed, at least on Brisnet. I know, he's only marked down as an E6, but I mean, at least at this distance, I think that this 11 is gonna sit out there and sit nice and comfy. I mean, he's been running in, restricted or state bred stakes and is, coming back to an optional claimer. I don't know. I really like the 11 here, and of course, it's Jose Lascano. So he's probably going to do is he's just going to rate this horse and sit like 5 off, and then I'm just going to scream at the television. But I don't know. I took a look at this race on optics, and the 11 just kind of jumped out the page at me, and so that's kind of where I landed here. It was the 11. I'm trying to get around this one. The one does make a lot of sense. With risk taking obviously coming from off the pace, but I mean, if this does melt, I was interested in this 5 Croatian. Croatian's going to be an S type here on Brisnet. Has closed in to some and closed in on both slow paces, closed in nicely at a race 2 back at Belmont. Um, you know, I, I don't see any reason if this does get really hot up front. I think Croatian's going to sit a nice little trip. I did have a question mark down next to Super John. And I'll be honest, I don't really remember why. Is it maybe because of Juan Vasquez? He's the guy who like should be suspended, right?
Yeah, he's got the magic beans.
Yeah. So Magic Beans here on the 6 Super John, but he was another one that just kind of like I said on optics, he looked to jump off the page. But I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty set with the 11. I really like Captain Bombastic in this spot, and I think Croatian's going to be kind of like your off the pace threat, and they're all at prices. So I'm going to try and get through this leg here with the price.
I like
going through here. Uh, Ryan said that he thought playing Aqueduct itself was risk taking enough.
This year it feels like it has been.
That's a good point.
Yeah, Road Warrior says, as EMD for me says, Cancel's favorite part of the track is Home Depot. So, guys, got a bunch of comedians in chat today. Nick Feldman saying one of the best angles he knows: if a horse runs decent but doesn't win with Manny Franco, and then next out you get a jockey upgrade, you take it to the bank. And Charles asking who's got the rail. I think it's the 2, right? The Zoomer for Dylan Davis and Tom Morley. That's another short price with apparently the top Aqueduct jock aboard. You take any look at this horse at all, Caleb?
Yeah, I like Zoomer here. You get a lot of horses that are dropping in class, whereas this one's kind of moving up. And he is a 6-year-old now, but he's in good form. I mean, he wins the races he's supposed to. He always shows up. That horse. I mean, I don't love 7-2, and I really don't love the rail draw given his run style. But I think that horse makes a lot of sense. I like him in this race.
I like Morley. He's a nice guy. His wife's a nice lady too. That's all. That's all.
We really are replacing Mark.
Yeah, we really are replacing Mark. Wow, that's like Mark's got like a man crush on Tom Morley. So
he's a bit of all right.
I'm trying to see. I'm looking at this. Yeah. So I was looking at the optics plot again for this race, and yeah, the 4 and the 6 are big old squares right in the center of the entire plot, and the 12 is a small little square in Q1. So it's interesting just how they see this race. I mean, it doesn't look like it's a complete meltdown on optics, but I mean, who knows? I swear, and I don't know if this is just been recently, but I swear, man, I've been like so wrong about pace scenarios the past like week, like in just some ways where I'm just like, well, this horse looks like clear cut like lone speed, and the horse gets rated. Like, who was there was a real egregious example of it at Gulfstream this past week, and I about like threw my computer out the window. But
I'll level with you. I'll be amazed if Captain Bombastic gets the lead in this field. I will be.
Fair enough.
He could win, but I don't think he wins in the lead.
Fair enough. All right, let's take a look at race 8 here, the Stymie. We're going to be going a mile on the dirt here. I'm gonna be honest, guys. Green Light Go looks like he just like lays over this field. I'm not going to be creative here. I'm singling the 1 and moving on. Ryan.
So yeah, I mean, he's obviously the most logical winner here. I think this race could be. I mean, a lot of these horses are basically the same. I think couple has-beens in here, a couple never was. Pirates Punch. You can see where Pirates Punch in the 2020 Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile ran against Knicks Go, finished 12th, 25 lengths back. He's never been the same since. This Milton the Monster for John Service. intrigues me a little bit. You got Frankie Pennington up, which, we're not talking world beater here. I know that when you get horses that come out of parks and they have big figures, they usually don't fire the next time out. But this horse has been favored 4 times in a row. I know that class-wise, he's a little not as accomplished as some of these, but I think Milton the Monster will be forgotten at the windows. And I think he's somebody that you could put a couple bucks on. And speaking of bucks, the longest shot on the morning line, number 7, Our Last Buck, for Michelle Nevin with Kendrick Carmouche. It's been a while since this one raced, but I think he really needed some time off. He ran in September of last year at Saratoga, and Franco had him. He lost to Aloha West, who's a pretty good horse. And then the next time out, he lost to New York Traffic in Chestertown. I think this is a horse that nobody's going to bet. And that's the horse I want to bet. So for me, I'm going to go 157 and hope that maybe Green Light Go doesn't get the job done.
Well, I can't say no one's going to bet him because I'm going to bet him.
Yeah.
I like Our Last Buck here. I mean, I guess I have to concede that I do think Josh is right, and the Green Light Go is your most likely winner. He's going to be a short price, but he's always a horse I've had a tough time trusting. He kind of has a tendency to just not to show up sometimes. He's kind of been all over the place, sprinting, routing, synthetic. I mean, he looks like he's in good form now. I mean, I'm not really against him, but he's hard for me to trust. But I do really like Our Last Buck in here. All the reasons you mentioned. That Saratoga race against Aloha West was strong. I mean, he came back to win the Breeders' Cup Sprint at a huge price. And I think Our Last Buck is finally getting back to what I think he's best at, which is a one-turn mile. That 1 1/8 was just too far last time out. He doesn't care for an off track. I mean, he's 1 for 10 over an off track, but 5 for 11 over a fast track. So as long as he gets a decent surface here, 1-turn mile, I think hits him right between the eyes. And, I think the old 8-year-old gelding maybe still has a little fight left in him. So that's a horse that I'm very interested in, especially at the longest price at the board.
Nice. What about the Parks horse?
Yeah, I think that horse is usable at 8-1, but I think he's much more likely to go backwards off that last race as opposed to repeat it or go forward. But it is pretty much the fastest horse in the field if you believe that last race and you think he repeats it. But a Fig at Parks earned in the slop gets more than, a little bit of scrutiny for me.
I agree. Are we doing this Turfway race 7 or is it off? What's going on? I have no idea. You watching?
We got 6 minutes. So why don't we take a look at Turfway here, race 7 here?
Everyone's probably betting the 8, huh?
The 8 is 2-1 currently.
2-1? Okay.
Yeah, right now the 8's 2-1. You got the 2 and the 3 at 4-1, and then the 1, 4, and 9 are kind of after that here. So who's the 8s? Straight out of popcorn. Another thing I can't eat because of these damn teeth.
Right? No popcorn, no booze.
God. Yeah. This life's not worth living, man. Like, holy shit.
You got rid of your smart teeth?
Yeah, I know. There goes all the wisdom.
Yep.
That explains why I've had such a fucking shitty day today betting the horses.
I have a trifecta in this race. Are you ready to hear it?
Yeah, shoot at me.
All right. We're gonna put the 2 and the 3 on top of this partial here. So we're gonna go 2-3 up top. We're gonna add the 1 Champagne Toast. We're gonna add the 8 Straight Out of Popcorn, and we're gonna add the 9, the Teller to Sing, 12-1 on the morning line. What's 9 currently?
9 currently?
Yeah.
9-1.
9-1.
9-1. Oh, see, we went down. But for me, we're gonna do a 50-cent trifecta partial. It's gonna cost $12. 2-3 over 1-2-3-8-9 over 1-2-3-8-9. Boom. You heard it here first.
How's that look?
Let's see.
2-3 over 1-2-3-8-9 over 1-2-3-8-9.
That's the one. Anyone want to be crazy and put $1 on it? It's a whole $24.
Did you look anything here, Josh?
I didn't get a chance to look at this race. But what about you? You got anything here?
Nothing, I think, probably too creative. I thought the 8 looked like the horse to beat here. I did like the 1 a lot. The 1 might be my top pick in here. He won at this level, so she won at this level 2 back, and then took on a pretty salty stakes group. I did like the 1. And then, the 3, I think, makes some sense. I know Ryan's on that horse as well. Horse has tried to close against some pretty slow paces in a couple starts here. So I think that horse probably gets a better pace setup today. My bomb play here would be the 7. Generally, I don't care for Presque Isle shippers coming to Turfway. But this horse has run some races at Presque Isle that put her into the mix anyway. She's clearly a better synthetic horse as opposed to dirt, so just ignore those kind of dirt races. And I don't know that she's a super likely win candidate, but I think she could maybe hit the board.
I like that. I like that you brought that up because I wanted to ask you guys a question, because it used to be that when it was the poly track at Turfway, before they put in the Tapeta or Tapeta, however you guys want to say it, it used to be that if a horse came to Turfway and had never raced there before, it was just an automatic toss. But I think now that they switched the synthetic surface, has anyone noticed, like, our first time runners at Turfway, are they winning? Because it used to be they would never, and I mean never, win first time on that track.
I haven't noticed it as much anymore. I remember last year, I think when Ed was still working with Twin Spires, I had reached out to him, I think on Twitter, and I was just like, hey, like, it seems like these horses need a run on the track, and in order for them to fire, and the stats he ran did not agree with that. Okay. So I don't know if that's the case so much anymore. But it definitely the first year they had, definitely with the poly track, and the first year they had a Tapeta, it was definitely that way. Because I was literally just betting back. I was just betting back horses that had run, and even if they didn't run well, like, I was just betting them back, and I mean they were winning at big prices. What about this 6 here, Discreet Kitty? I mean, this 6 is coming in, having faced some, like, absolute monsters of horses, and now is coming against the likes of these here at Turfway. So I mean, this horse is getting a huge amount of class relief, is going to be, somewhat near the front, which at least tonight seems like where you want to be at Turfway. I don't think you really want to close from the clouds tonight. So I was a little interested in this 6 here, especially at a nice price. What are we getting? We're getting 17-1 right now. So I think I'm gonna have a little bit of win money on this.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that horse, from a class perspective, has that dirty kind of form you like to see. I like the horse here, especially at 18-1. I threw in a really cheap try. I keep the 1 over the 8 over the 3, 6, 7, and then 1 over 3, 6, 7 over 8. I just played something cheap to have some action here.
I like it.
All right, I'm just gonna do a small little exacta key box on the 6 with the 1, the 3, and the 8. Now I'm gonna bet this 6 outright.
What's that mean? It comes in like 2, 6, 8 or something.
Yeah, it's gonna come in like 2, 6, 8. Yeah, right. The way I've been fucking running. No, the way I've been running is gonna come 1. It's gonna come like 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 6, 8 or something stupid.
6 gets taken down or something will happen.
Dude, I can't believe I got taken down twice in the same day. That was just like if there was ever a sign that I should have just deleted all the fucking PPs off my computer and just, not like stop playing, like, that was it. But let's see what we got here. I saw that Jay had a pick 3 going. He liked the 3, the 6, the 7, and the 8 here. So he's on
6. He's got my 7, and he's got the Ryan's 3, and then everyone.
And then he's got the 8. Yeah,
3-2. I mean, that horse is taking the beating a little bit.
We'll find a way where all 3 of us lose, but he wins. That's probably what's gonna happen.
Yeah, no. It looks like they're having a little bit of trouble loading this 5 in. What's going on here? Oh man. I'll tell you, man, the gate crews, like, so like I watch a lot of Hong Kong, and like the way that they load their horses in, and they're able to load them in so quickly, and then you watch like this circus show, and how long it takes us to load these horses in, it's incredible.
And I've lost my feed. Cool. Oh, there it is.
All right, they're in the gate and they're off. And okay, the 6 is going to try and get straight to the rail. And he's going to get cut off. Nice.
And the 8's just going to get a garden trip.
Yep. 8's it's going to sit too wide. All right, now he's going to try and hurry the 6 up. This is something. Well, your 1's out there.
Pressing my 1 here. That's not exactly how I drew it up.
Yeah.
Back in the old days, I would have ripped my tickets up by now. Because the 2 and the 3 are far back, but they have been closing a little bit better than they used to on the regular poly track.
I mean, this feels pretty swift given, Turfway fractions.
Right.
Yeah, that second quarter was pretty was
like he's gonna be tough to beat.
I think my 3 is the only one I have a chance to win with. Oh, nope. As soon as I said that, the 2 makes it. No, this straight out of popcorn's winning this.
Yeah, he's
come on,
good.
3. Well, we're gonna have to do it in the middle of the track. Nope. 7 wide. That's right where you want to be.
There's a 6 cutting inside.
No, 6 cutting inside.
Here comes the 2. There's
a 2 and
followed
the
by the 3. Yeah, it gets followed by the 3.
Around.
Yeah.
Oh, the gate's
come on,
in
2.
The
Get up, 2. You son of a bitch.
Oh my
8,
God.
3, 2,
If
or
the
8,
2
3.
God.
Well, what do you know?
Nice try. Got to run him away.
Yep.
Nothing like your own horses following each other.
Yeah, I know. I love that.
Right.
I love that.
What race was it, Caleb? There was a race where I think the jock fell off. My horse was loose on the lead, was gonna clearly win. I think it was like at Belmont or Saratoga, and he fell off, and then the jock fell in, and I had 2 horses. I had the leader and I had another horse, and my other horse is coming, but the jock fell in front of him, so he pulled the horse out of the way so he wouldn't run over the jock. So I was just like, you got to be like, literally, the jock falls off the horse I have and then interferes with the other horse I have.
That was one of the Naira tracks. I don't remember which one, but I remember that very clearly.
Oh my God, that was just fucking disgusting.
Well, I've been around long enough where I've lost every single way possible, but when that happens, you're like, this is the newest way to lose. And you feel terrible about it forever. But it's probably happened many, many, many times.
I mean, there's always that story, right, with the Rainbow Six, where the guy's like, he's just loose, he's home free, and then the jock falls off.
I tell you where I would be if that were me. If I was the only one with a ticket and that happened to me, I would be in prison right now because I would murder people. Straight up murder people. That was a life-changing score. And he had it won and in the shadow of the wire. The only thing that could have been better is if Pete would have had to, and there he goes with the antics again.
Oh, God.
That would have been the only way. Isn't that great, by the way, that whenever you watch Scott Van Pelt's Bad Beats, that we always get to see Pete
talk
about the horse, and there's with the antics again. Shout out.
Oh, go ahead.
No, that was my shout out to Pete.
So, like, I always feel like you can come back from any beat, right? Like enough time, enough time will pass, or like in poker, I always used to say the best way or the easiest way to get off tilt is to suck out on somebody.
Yep.
And just like, all of a sudden, dude, it's like the fucking tilt's gone. I don't know if there's any coming back from that kind of a beat.
No. You have to get a brand new hobby. Like, just done. I'm done with horse racing forever after that, if that happens to me. I mean,
there was a pick six at Aqueduct that this is when they were doing the 20 cent, that for that brief time, and there was like a force out, and it ended up paying like $100,000, and I had all the hard legs, but there was like some like 9-2 or like 5-1 horse or something I didn't have on my ticket. And like the worst part is like half, like we have a private chat, and like I don't know, there were a couple people like the horse, and I just like didn't even use it. I mean, seeing that score and seeing like how like it was like right there, I mean that put me on tilt probably for a solid week, maybe a week and a half, to the point where Chase told me, had like private messaged me, he's like, "That's enough. You're done. No more of this. Like you do anything else, I'm leaving." But oh, it was pretty bad. But yeah, why don't we take a look here? We got 2 more races here to look at in this pick 5. We got Oak Lawn here, race 9.
Yeah, 9.
All right, good. I was like, I hope this is the right race, because this is the race I kept.
You turned into Ron Burgundy, race 9.
Race 9. We're gonna be going a mile here on the main track for Rebel Day, and it looks like your morning line favorite here is going to be the 10 Prioritization. You got the 3 Palace Coupe at 4-1, Myopic at 5-1, and then kind of goes up from there. But Caleb, as the former mayor of Oak Lawn, I'd like to know where you went in this race.
Who supplanted him? Who's the new mayor?
He took his talents elsewhere.
Oh.
Yeah, I took my talents to Southeast Louisiana.
All right.
Either I'm crazy or these morning lines are just awful in this race. Because for the life of me, I can't understand why Prioritization is supposed to be a favorite in this field. There's 2 horses in here I liked quite a bit. The first of which was the 1 horse, Pat's Property. This horse crushed Prioritization 2 starts ago. Won by 2 1/4 lengths. Made every call on the lead, set pretty quick fractions, and that was off of a 7-month layoff. The horse had every right to improve off of that race, and he did. I mean, on a speed figure wise, he did. He did get beat again. He got nailed at the wire, but dueled neck and neck pretty much the whole way. Just couldn't quite hold off the rest of the field, but was 3 lengths clear the 3rd place horse. Time form figure came back super fast on that race. There's a ton of speed in here. I'd maybe like to see Kelsey rate this horse a touch, because we know that he can rate, but that's a horse at 8-1 that I would take 10 times out of 10 before I'm going to go to Prioritization at 3-1 here. But the horse I actually think probably gets a better pace setup, and I do think will be a price, is the 2 Santos Dumont. So this is a horse that, again, I think there's a lot of speed in here. Look at all the E8s, and Josh's eyes are probably glazing over already. But I think that Santos Dumont here is a horse that gets the exact kind of trip that he wants from the inside. He lets all the speed horses go ahead, and I think that he gets a really quick pace to run at. He likes Oak Lawn. There is a big layoff to consider. That's kind of the one big question mark here. But Chris Hartman's barn is on fire right now. I mean, he's winning something like nearly 50% of his races in the last 2 months. A lot of that is at the fairgrounds, to be fair, but all over, I mean, his barn is winning at a high percentage. This horse looks like he's been working excellent in the mornings, and I think he just gets the right kind of trip here. I really like Santos Dumont to get this from off the pace. Yes, Charles, I'm with you.
Yep, Charles is all over it. He says Santos Dumont, my long shot here. Yeah, I mean, I kind of looked at 2 horses in this spot. Looking at it from a pace scenario, I think that this has got a chance to kind of melt down. I'm looking for off the pace runners, and I'm gonna make my A horse here. I'm gonna go a throwback to Nick Zito. I know I know your favorite Dwayne Lucas likes to knock you out of pick 5, so why not Nick Zito here at 15-1 with Ray Lou Gutierrez aboard? I think this horse is just going to get the pace set up. I think this horse wants to, close in. He needs some pace to run at here, and I think he's going to get it. The horse, the horse. I think he's a little slow for the rest of the competition here, but he's got a figure or two in here I think that fits. I mean, you do have to kind of go back all the way to his maiden score, I think, to kind of find one. But he came from nine lengths off in that one, and closed into what looked to be a pretty soft pace that day. So I think if he gets a fast pace, which he really hasn't gotten, I mean, basically since he broke his maiden. I think that's going to move this horse up, and I think 15-1 is going to be a nice little price there. I was also a little interested in the 4 here, quarterback Dak, kind of for the same reasons. I know back at Keeneland they tried to wire with this horse. I don't know what Martin Garcia was doing, but if you kind of go back to his Lone Star, his Oak Lawn races from last year, he's been coming from off the pace, and I think that's his preferred run style. So. I think once again you're getting 15-1. You're getting a very competent jock in Ricardo Santana Jr. aboard. He doesn't ride very much for Al Cates, but he's 1 for 3 in the past 2 months. So I'm going to take a shot here with two more bombs here, quarterback Dak and Hunt the Front. Ryan, what are you thinking?
I think Hunt the Front is the least aptly named horse in this because that one's not going to be anywhere near the front. I am very short-sighted, and I'm going with myopic here. I think this Diodoro horse. I mean, first of all, there's 2 Diodoro horses in here that have a chance to win. The number 3 is the other one. Let's see, what's that one's name? That was Palace Coup. I think you have Diodoro with Cohen aboard and M&M Racing at Oaklawn. I think you have a good shot. But what you guys said is 100% correct. There's so much pace in this race. And if you're going to have a race where there's a lot of pace and there's a couple of contenders that could be on the front and win, you want to look at their late pace numbers. And I think Myopic has the best ones here. 96 last time out, 93 the time out before that. Cohen's back aboard. The last 2 times he didn't do very well. But I'm pretty sure that Diodoro is going to have his horses ready to run on Rebel Day. And for me, I'm going to use the 1, the 3, the 5, and just for S's and G's, we'll use the 10. So 5 is my top choice, 3 is my second choice, 1, and then 10.
Yeah, I mean, if you look once again, looking at optics, if you don't think this melts, I think both the 5 and the 10 have a real shot in this race. They, and like I said, it kind of goes based off that late pace figures. They think that the 5 and the 10 have kind of the best of the late kick of the forwardly placed horses. I just don't know if they're going to get caught up in that pace scenario and go too fast or what's going to happen there. But the 5 and 10 definitely make a ton of sense here, I think. Were there any other horses, Caleb, in this race that you wanted to touch on before we moved on?
Not really. I do like your 6 a little bit, for the reasons you talked about. I mean, he's really Hunt the back of the pack, but yeah, I like him for the reasons you mentioned. I gave a glance to the 11 just because, every time I see a race like this where I'm like, oh, it's definitely going to melt. Like, I always try to find the one horse I think gets the lead just in the event that something goofy happens and it wires, because I feel like that happens to me a lot. Like, oh, there's 7 speed horses here, and then one of them clears and just goes all the way around. I think the 11 is probably your leader here. I can't say that with high confidence, but that'd be my probably best guess. I mean, this horse has legitimate, 22 speed going down the hill at Santa Anita. I think this is a horse that I do think does get the lead. And I think the fact that Hartman has 2 in this race, I mean, I think he has to send this one to kind of set it up for his other one. So, in the event that something kind of strange happens, I would give a look to the 11 Seafalls. But it's a very quick look. It's not a horse I think is a super serious contender.
All right. Well, let's move on to the Rebel here.
Rebel.
You've been to the Rebel quite a few times, right?
2 times.
2 times.
2 times. Had a great time both times. It was awesome.
How's the track? We were going to try and make it out this year, but I think that with stuff coming up, I don't think it's going to happen. But how do you feel about Oaklawn's on track experience?
Well, I think it all depends on who you go with. I went with a group of straight degenerates, and we rented some houses and had some catered meals at the house, and had some entertainment, and we had a great time. As far as tracks, I've been to a lot of racetracks in North America, and I'm not going to say that by any means Oaklawn is one of my favorite tracks, like on track experience. I mean, I have a much better time at Saratoga. I have a much better time at Churchill Downs and Keeneland, but the town, Hot Springs it's hot. It is awesome. I had a great time in Hot Springs, and it's almost as if being at the track was all secondary. You're at Rockies at 10 o'clock in the morning eating pizza and drinking pitchers of beer before the Rebel. You're out basically all night long having a good time with the fellows, doing some handicapping and a little bit of drinking. Oaklawn is a place that you have to go to just for where it is. I mean, I've never been to Arkansas before. I'll probably never be to Arkansas not going to Oaklawn, but great town, good time. And as far as the track goes, it could be better, but it is what it is.
So when you say entertainment, do you mean like, I don't know, if I were to think of maybe a Twitter user that I would expect would enjoy this type of entertainment, I don't know, maybe Coots?
Yeah, he would like it. He's gonna like it. I've never been to Oaklawn with Coots, but if that ever happens, and I think it should happen next year, we should make that happen. We should all make that happen next year. I would be willing to bet that I would have probably a better time. All things considered, I would probably have a better time. I think Coots is one of those guys that just would enhance your experience no matter where you are.
Goodness.
Was that good?
Yep. Jay saying that Oaklawn is a great place to go to. The bars and ladies make the trio worthwhile. So
he's not lying. And then he also said quarterback Dak stinks.
He did say that. Did you notice I skipped over that?
Yeah, he skipped a line.
Oh man, Jay's always in here busting my balls. Yeah, so the Rebel, we got Newgrange installed as the 9-5 favorite here, and I don't know. I have kind of a hard time looking past Newgrange in this spot. Ryan, you got anything different here?
Yeah, I'm going with not a long shot by any stretch of the imagination, but Raylu Gutierrez has been outstanding. He's been just lights out this year, and he's on Barber Road, 9-2 on the morning line, and 2 back in the Smarty Jones. He just didn't really run his kind of race. Actually, last out, he kind of didn't run his race either, but I think he's going to be more forwardly placed here than before. I think they've realized that this is how he needs to run. I think he's going to get near the lead, and I think he's going to give Newgrange a run for his money. And I would much rather have a non-Baffert horse than a Baffert horse. Always.
Well, the philosopher Jagger once said, "You can't always get what you want."
That's true. But if you try sometimes, you just might find you'll get what you need.
Which is the 9-5 to close out the pick 5.
Yeah. Well, pretty much.
Caleb, what do you got here?
I tried so long to not pick Newgrange in this race, but this field sucks. It's basically like a rerun of the Southwest, which wasn't that good of a field anyway. Newgrange didn't really have the best of trips. He was pretty wide and pretty close to a pace that was on the fast side, and he still won that race pretty easily. He did that magical, like looking kind of tired and then just like finds more in the stretch kind of thing that these barefoot horses tend to do. And I can't see any way around this horse in this spot. My bomb play will be the 10. I'm going to the D. Wayne horse at Oaklawn for the anniversary here. I do sort of like this horse. He's improved in every start. He's moving forward. He closed from a mile back, which was not a slow pace or not a fast pace at all last time, and he just swallowed that field. I don't think he gets the right setup here. Probably a minor wards most likely, but that's the only other horse that I think I could make a case for because after Newgrange, trounced that field last time, I just have a hard time seeing anyone turn the tables.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but you guys are right. It's true. Newgrange is probably going to win again.
Yeah, I mean, I took a really close look at the 9 Barber Road. If this were to kind of fall apart, but I mean, the pace was at least honest last time out, and Newgrange still found more in the stretch, which FYI is my dream. I've just I want to find more in the stretch this one time, but it just never happens for me.
Well, you just gotta find those trainers that know how to teach their horses to re-break. Simple as that.
I tried to take a look at the 8 as well here, Chasing Time, but every time I looked at these horses, I'm like, these are just worse versions of the 2 of Newgrange. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to stick here with the 2. I mean, maybe I'm a little interested in the 9, but I mean, I don't know. I don't see how the 9 kind of turns the tables here on Newgrange unless because it's the same distance, isn't it? Yeah, it's not like Newgrange is going to come up short or anything. Maybe if we're going an extra half furlong, maybe if we were going a mile and an eighth, maybe I try and make the case. Violence isn't exactly distance pedigree, but I mean neither was In the Mischief, and look at that back-to-back derbies. So yeah, I don't know. Running basically the same race with the same people, and I have a hard time getting around the 2.
What do you think?
The one thing I would add to that, Josh, is that someone in chat, I forget who said it where, said the weather is going to be, Charles, sloppy, raining, cold in the 40s. If the track comes up off, I would give another look to the 11 Dash Attack. He looked really, really good in both of his off-track starts, and he's by Munnings, so that you would expect him to handle that kind of a track. He didn't have the same kick in the fast track effort last out in the Southwest, but if it comes up off, that's a horse I would probably include.
What if it ends up, if it doesn't end up sloppy and ends up still a fast track, even though it's cold? What are the chances that it comes the same exact order of finish as the Southwest? I mean, isn't that in play here with Ben Diesel hitting the board?
Oh, I think there's a good chance of that.
A good chance that it hits the same. So just throw a $20 straight trifecta on the same horses that came in the Southwest. Why not?
Road Warriors say he's about to have his 19th nervous breakdown. Oh God. Yeah. And like Charles said, he says that his last race wasn't that great, and that he's going to take the 9 and 10 to beat Newgrange, and like the last race might not be that great, but it's not like we have a ton shipping in something new or I don't really see what changes with this. I mean, do we even have a new shooter who hasn't been running? I mean, Stellar Tap was that the Asmussen record horse?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, I mean, Stellar Tap's the new shooter in here.
Unoho, one eye.
Stellar Tap's only got one eye?
No, the number 4.
Oh, okay.
Unoho, and Texas Red Hot.
And Texas Red Hot.
And the D. Wayne Lucas horse.
Oh, geez, all.
There's a couple of new shooters, but most of them are admittedly outsiders.
One has one eye, one has 3 legs.
they basically all have 3 legs. Hey, remember that Texas that Kentucky Jockey Club race? Remember how live that race was? Smile Happy, Classic Causeway, White Barrio.
Yeah, well, this one finished 10th, 14 lengths back.
So, semantics.
That's
semantics.
You have to be very flattered to win coming from 14 lengths back, 10th spot. But we've seen worse things happen.
Look at, he's leaving a key race. Look at all that italics. Leaving a key race.
Poor 90-plus days away trainer record, 2% wins in 72 starts. That is not a small sample size.
So he's due.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Oh, man. All right. Well, we got 5 minutes here to the last race at Turfway.
Turfway. Let's go to Turfway. I got a long shot.
You got a long shot? Good, because I need a long shot to get even for the day here. So
this is not exactly just a shot in the dark, but I like the number 9 Fitz the Jill 20 to 1 on the morning line, a $280,000 purchase, and I just have this sneaking suspicion that this one's going to get the job done. There's going to be a lot of people alive to some decent pick 4s and pick 5s here. I think this one could be the one to upset them all and make everybody sad. So go ahead and throw a couple bucks on the 9 Fitz the Jill for Robert Medina. And Edgar Morales, a jockey that I've actually spent some time with. He used to ride in the morning for Tim Gleishaw when I had a horse there running for him. Actually, it was Iron Horse Racing Horse. It wasn't my horse. But I spent a lot of time with Edgar Morales, and I'm happy to see that he's actually doing pretty well at Turfway. I mean, he's 10% right now, but I mean, when I knew him, he was a bug, and he was like a 2 or 3%. So he's doing better. Go, Edgar.
Caleb, what do you got here?
Yeah, I think the most likely winner is probably the 1 or the 1A technically. I think this horse just comes in. That was a good race last time out. You get the best connections, and you even get to throw in of the 1 who I don't particularly like, but the horse is certainly not without a shot in here. The price horse I like in here is actually the 6. Ballot Initiative. I mean, I normally don't bet these, Chad Brown refugee kind of horses, but this horse came out of the Chad Brown barn, showed up at Turfway, and I thought ran an outstanding race when breaking last in the field of 9, trying to close into a 51-second half from dead last. Gets floated out wide and then still gets up for 3rd. That race was dominated on the front. The top 3 finishers finished in the top 4. This was the only horse to make up any ground. And you're moving up in class. This might be a little bit tough. It's a 5-year-old maiden, out of a high percentage barn. I mean, there's some reasons to be skeptical, but Randy Klopp's barn is also firing at a really high percentage. He had a winner earlier today. He was already winning 30% on the meet. So I think Ballot Initiative might get overlooked based off that maiden claiming to maiden special weight kind of move. But that's the price horse I like here.
Oh, can I throw in a exacta and trifecta box?
Of course.
I like the. Let's just box them all. 1, 3, 4, 9. Boom. That's it. You can skip the exacta box. Just make it a try. Try box 1, 3, 4, 9. And the only reason I'm using the 1 is because you get 2 horses for the price of 1. That's what Molly Jo Rosen taught me many, many years ago. If they're an entry and one of them has a chance, you might as well bet them both because you get both. You get both of them for the price of 1.
Oof. Mary Bishop saying 5-year-old maiden. That's like a 40-year-old virgin. Hard pass.
Yeah, but I mean that's the kind of horse that will try hard, right? No.
Yeah, I mean, I generally tend to agree, but with only 6 starts, clearly this horse has some soundness issues. I still think she's fairly unexposed compared to a horse like the 8, who's 14 starts. But it is Corrales, and he works magic like nobody else at this track. So.
Man, they tried everything with this horse.
Most importantly, what does Jimmy have here? What does the track announcer have in this race? Because that's when you're at Turfway, that's one of the most important things. What does Jimmy have?
What did you have here, Josh?
I didn't have anything, but looks like Charles likes the 5 here. Amazing with Kazushi Kimura and Michael McCarthy.
We need oh god, I can't remember his name now. Who was it? The guy, the son of the trainer that showed up on our last stream that gave up
Yeah,
$60 winner or something.
yeah. We had this the son of a trainer pop in chat, and he's like, "I like this horse in the next race," and he wins, and he's like, "Yep, that's my dad."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh
The horse
wow."
was like 40-1 going in the gate or something crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm no relation to the trainer of the 9 here, but I'm telling everybody right here, if you want a long shot, 9's the way to go. 11-1, boom.
You got me convinced. I'll put a little money on this 9.
Let's see how many we got going to the gate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got.
And I'm gonna box a 6. Shout out to Coots. I'm gonna box a 6 and a 9.
Boom.
There it is.
There it is.
6-9 box.
Yep. I can't believe I had.
You working tomorrow, Caleb?
No, I'm off.
Nice. Thank God. Yeah, I mean, dude, that like sigh of relief that came off when you said you're off, even though you'd probably work from home. Like,
Yeah.
and the office is just like
It
tearing
wears
you
you
up
out
here.
anymore, man. It's tough readjusting.
All right, and they're off here. Looks like we got
Charles is 5 out to the lead.
Here's Turfway.
What is this nonsense?
Amazing.
Yep, Charles' 5 comes in. Jay says a 10's going to come flying late and win. So he's hoping for a Nafi here.
Yeah, that's there's a good possibility of that. That's good form reading there, sir.
Let's see. Five's kind of cruising.
This is anybody's race, but let's see that 10 in the back. Oh, that's the 1A actually in the back. Where's this 10 horse?
I thought you want the 9.
I do want the 9, but I mean, you gotta pander to your listeners. I don't know if you know that or not.
I don't know. I think Charles got to be feeling pretty good with his 5 here. He's starting to open up a little bit.
Here comes the 9.
Well, the 9 is making a move here.
Get to the lead. Get up. Oh, no. I might be a little ahead of you guys. Get it. Oh, no. Come on.
I don't think
Come
so.
on, 9.
Both times
Get
you
up.
said, "Oh no," he's gotten bumped.
He got bumped. Oh, it's gonna come in 4.
No.
4 the dark horse.
1 9 6.
Oh,
We had the right idea with the 9 and the 6 there. I mean, those were.
We did. I mean, the 4 was a very logical horse. Ran second, twice in a row last out.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm talking about how terrible it is. I hit the trifecta. I said 1, 1 3 4 9 box. Yeah.
Nice.
The fun part is 419. That's the Toledo area code. That's where I'm from originally, Toledo, Ohio. That's the area code. So we got 5-2, 2-1, and 13-1. Nah, it doesn't matter when you box a trifecta for 50 cents. No good. No good. Sorry, everyone. Thought the 9 had it for a little while there.
The 9 looked good, and the 9 got bumped a couple times there
twice.
coming down. It was pretty funny because you're like, "Oh no!" And every time you said it, there's like you're, "Oh no!"
419. Darn.
Man, if that 9 would have maybe held on for second, that might have
it would have been a better.
Spice up a little bit.
It would have paid better had the entry not come in second. That helps.
Yeah, Charles saying that the 5 went as far as he could and quit. I mean, yeah, that might be that's probably a horse maybe you take a look at next time out. I mean, see, I mean, honestly, earlier in the card that might have held. It seemed like Speed was playing really good early in the card. I don't know if that was a. I think they got a little bit of rain on a track, and I know the all weather plays a little different depending on the weather, even though it says all weather. But there's always they always said like when Turfway would get frozen, the track would get frozen, the outside enclosures would come, and when it started cooling off, it'd play more fair, or warming up, it'd play more fair. But yeah, that was a tough break, Ryan. That was a
Nah,
nice little,
that's all right.
nice idea, idea with the 6 as well. If we all would have just tossed all of our horses together, we hit the super and the high 5.
I mean, I still hit the trifecta, so we'll see. It's better than losing, but it's not going to pay anything. I would be alive to throw money at another track.
Mary asking if the 10 missed the runway. Is he still flying?
Now it's okay if one listener gives shit to the other listener, right?
Yeah, Jay
That's
said
fine.
missed the runway. You missed the airport. Oh God. Well, let's wait. We'll wait here for your payout here. But Ryan, thanks.
Yeah, I like Mary Bishop. She's fun.
Yeah, thanks for filling in kind of last minute. I know, like I said, we had talked about getting you on and doing some stuff, but yeah, thanks for coming in. It was a pleasure having you.
I had a great time. You guys are both fun. I appreciate it. Maybe we'll do it again sometime. Now that I'm back in the gambling business.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out. We'll have to talk and figure out what your schedule's looking like, because I know there's a couple things that we've been trying to do on the weekend. So I'll reach out for sure. Oof. Jay saying the 10 just landed at Kiev. Oof.
Too soon, Jay.
Oh God.
Too soon.
There's a goddamn war going on here. Road Warrior. By the way, that was a very good Rolling Stone reference when he talked about nervous breakdown. That was very good. I appreciated that. Oof.
Well, it's official. Let's see the payouts.
Let's see. What do we got?
I'm going to guess $30 for 50 cents.
Yeah, I was thinking 25 tops.
$1, Bob.
$1. Whoa, no. Oh
no. Yeah, I'm thinking it pays about $24, $25. And
$48.
Oh, there you go.
$48.
Shit.
There you go.
Fucking just throwing out winners here left and right. No big deal.
Oh.
Good job, Edgar. Way to hit the board, bud.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Catch Ryan at Firehouse Racing on Twitter. Catch us at wrong_lead on Twitter. I swear we're gonna get articles up at ontherwronglead.com at some point, but in the meantime, you can always buy a t-shirt or other shit that we put our logo on. And yeah, we'll catch you guys later if I find the button.
Happen.